Good evening. Welcome to Vision of Asia, the news you can trust, and events that move and celebrate South Asia and a very own South Asian community. I'm Nidhi Kathuria, coming to you from our ITV Gold studio in New Jersey. In the headlines today, stranded Indian students from Sumy thank PM Modi for safe evacuation from war-torn Ukraine. International flights restart on March 27th after two-year COVID gap. BAPS volunteers from Robbinsville, New Jersey, help refugees in Ukraine. FIA celebrates International Women's Day at Indian Consulate in New York. Alia Bhatt makes global debut with Gal Gadot, joins Netflix's Heart of Stone. Rishi Kapoor's last film Sharma Ji Namkeen to be out on March 31st. Stay with us on Vision of Asia for news in detail right after this short break. The evacuation of around 700 Indian students stranded in Ukraine's Sumy has started, and they are en route to the town of Poltava, around 108 miles away, according to the Indian Ministry of External Affairs. The news comes as Ukraine and Russia agreed Tuesday to one evacuation corridor in Sumy, which has seen sustained Russian attacks and airstrikes in recent days. Earlier Monday, the Indian embassy had attempted to evacuate students in buses. However, the efforts were suspended after Russian airstrikes continued to hit evacuation corridors.
We are the students of Sumy State University. After this 14 days of miserable war and wait, we are already reached the Poland. In this situation, we want to thank the people and government of Ukraine, the government of India, the Indian World Forum, Red Crosses, and also the Indian Embassy in Ukraine. For making this Operation Ganga successful, we also want to thank our Honorable Prime Minister, Sri Narendra Modi, for making this much effort for taking us safely back to India.
भारत माता के जय! भारत माता के जय! भारत माता के जय!
India on Tuesday, after a gap of 2 years, lifted the ban on international flights. The overseas flights suspended because of the coronavirus pandemic will be available from March 27th. Air bubble arrangement, which allowed two countries to operate flights into each other's territories subject to certain conditions, also stand revoked, announced Civil Aviation Minister Jyotiraditya Scindia. Special international flights have been operating between India and 37 countries since July 2020 under this arrangement. The bubble arrangement hurt airlines' operations and their profitability. Just 3,993 fresh coronavirus infections, the lowest in 662 days, were recorded in India on Tuesday, according to the Union Health Ministry. As a devastating humanitarian crisis unfolds in Ukraine, hundreds of thousands are fleeing the war zone seeking refuge in neighboring countries. This has included thousands of Indian nationals, mainly students, who have been left stranded amid the conflict. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi personally called BAPS to assist the government's efforts for the safe passage of Indian nationals from Ukraine. Volunteers from the USA, UK, Ireland, France, Switzerland, Italy, Germany, Austria, and Poland swiftly sprang into action to support the emergency relief efforts on the ground. This has included setting up a mobile field kitchen in the southeastern Polish city, which has begun feeding around 1,000 hot vegetarian meals daily to refugees of all faiths and nationalities. BAPS is also arranging accommodation facilities and coordinating medical assistance and is working closely with the Indian government and local partners. Volunteers traveled from Robbinsville, New Jersey to Poland on the Ukrainian border to help distribute humanitarian supplies to and facilitate the transport of international students and others fleeing Ukraine.
Well, here you go. So there's diapers, there's toys, there's Gerber products. Look, he has kids and I have kids, so we kind of knew what to get, right? If they didn't have kids, they wouldn't know. We got wipes, so when you're putting the diapers on. And like I said, it's not much. But as much as we try. Oh yeah, please. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry, one second.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All of you.
Thank you.
Prayers and stay safe, man. Stay safe.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. No, don't. This is happy. This is a happy moment, okay?
Yeah.
Let's take a group picture.
58-year-old Dr. Amit Goyal, an ophthalmologist in Rye, New York, was sentenced on March 3rd to 96 months in prison for orchestrating a 7-year healthcare fraud scheme. Goyal falsely billed for millions of dollars of up-coded procedures and also fraudulently obtained 2 government-guaranteed loans intended to help small businesses during the COVID-19 pandemic while he was facing charges on pre-trial release for the healthcare fraud scheme, a press release from U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York said. In imposing the sentence, U.S. District Judge Kathy Siebel is quoted saying, "Fraud doesn't fully capture how blatant this was and how unjustified this was. This was not about need, it was about greed." Goyal previously pled guilty to all charges in a 6th-count superseding indictment before Judge Siebel on September 13, 2021. In addition to the prison term, Goyal was sentenced to 5 years of supervised release and ordered to pay forfeiture of $3.6 million and restitution of $3.6 million. Goyal has surrendered his medical license. As a result of his fraudulent billings, Goyal was the highest billing doctor in the tri-state area for several of his fraudulently billed codes, one of which he billed 7 times more frequently than all doctors in the tri-state area combined, the press release said. The 13288 South Bihar Express, which runs between Danapur to Durg, was on Tuesday converted as a women's special train between CKP to Rourkela station to mark Women's Day, an officer said. The divisional railway manager, Vijay Kumar Sahu, who received the train on its arrival at CKP, flagged off the train along with the chairman of SER Women Welfare Organization, Anjula Sahu, after it was converted as Women's Special Train between the 2 stations under SER CKP division. The train was operated exclusively by our women employees, including the local pilot, deputy pilot, guard, TTE, booking staff, station manager, etc., he said. Federation of Indian Associations of the Tri-State Area celebrated the International Women's Day at the Indian Consulate in New York. Consul General of India, Mr. Randhir Jaiswal, spoke at the event. Other speakers included Padma Shri recipient Dr. Sudhir Parekh, Chairman of Parekh Worldwide Media and ITV Gold, Mr. Kenny Desai, President of FIA, and Ankur Vaidya, Chairman of FIA, amongst others. Many deserving women leaders from diverse fields were given awards, including Deepti Vaidya, first South Asian female municipal court judge for the township of Edison, New Jersey. Let's watch the highlights.
Today is a very special day, International Women's Day. On this occasion, I convey my warmest wishes to one and all here in the United States and across the world. May this day be celebrated today and always. And let us all do our best to bring women to the center of our life, to the center of our progress and development. Happy International Women's Day to all. Thank you.
Ji, Honorable Abhaji, my FIA family members, and dear friends. I would like to start with wish all the women, those who are here, those who are not here, my mother, my sister, my wife, happy International Women's Day. We all know, I mean, and it's enough he said, what's the importance of the women? Without women, we cannot be here. What we are, how successful we are, it all depends upon our mother figure and our sisters and our family members who are female members of the family, because they have so many things to tell us, so many good sanskar to instill in us. And you know, the India, you would be surprised, is way ahead of the Western country as far as honoring and respecting the women. Look at that. 60 years ago, when I was in the medical school, in our class of 200, there was 110 women and only 90 men. That shows that women were really in action. And of course, our Prime Minister, Indira Gandhi, was the first woman Prime Minister, was happened in the 69, right? So a long time ago. And still USA is still waiting for women's president. That shows that Indian women particularly, they are well respected, well deserved, very much achieved and accomplished ladies. So congratulations to all the awardees and all of you, and thank you. God bless America, God bless India, and God bless all the women of the world. Thank you.
Namaste to all our viewers of ITV Gold. Wishing you all a very happy International Women's Day. Women's Day is very special. We are very happy to have hosted the event at the consulate. The event honored outstanding women of the South Asian community. I wish you, all the ladies, the very best. A very happy International Day to all of you.
Good evening. Today I'm so excited about celebration of International Women's Day. Here we are at Consulate General Office with the FIA support. We celebrating International Women's Day. We are organized and we are honoring 6 participants who has achieved in a various field, in entrepreneurs, municipal judge, technologies, and some of the philanthropists. It's so proud moment for us that we are celebrating and proud about all the women around the world. Without women, we not exist. And I'm so proud that we have a equal gender, equal equality and gender equality that is going through around the world that we should support. Thank you so much.
On the International Women's Day, ITV Gold host Jyotsna Sharma talks to leading women in political, health and legal arena to talk about women empowerment. Let's watch the highlights.
Dr. Sangvi, very, very warm welcome to you.
We are very thankful that you are organizing this on a more important day, International Women's Day. Today, whole day, it has been on that. And I think it's a time that we women get together on an organization which is almost 110 years on International Women's Day. So I think we are here to discuss and give you the strength and the frank opinion about your medical health, psychological, legal, and the fashion designing part of it. So you can overcome everything with the confidence and the hard work.
हैप्पी वुमेंस डे सबसे पहले तो मैं आप सबको यही बोलना चाहूँगी एंड इट्स अ रियल प्लेजर टू बी ऑन दिस शो विथ ज्योत्सना एंड like I'm a fashion designer from Bollywood, India, and was here in New York to showcase my collection at New York Fashion Week. And like I'm a big fan of New Jersey, so I have to every time visit and meet Jyotsna. So for that reason I was here. And apart from being a Bollywood celebrity designer, I'm a Karni Sena National Vice President also. And we work towards the women empowerment and lot of areas where everyone knows how there was a Sushant Singh Rajput's case, how Kangana was bullied into Bollywood. So that is all the areas where we work. And even for the women rights, where जहाँ भी ऐसा कोई ऐसा केस होता है जहाँ महिला के साथ कोई अत्याचार हो रहा है, किसी प्रोफेशनल के साथ कोई अत्याचार हो रहा है, तो एवरीवेयर करनी सेना स्टैंड्स देयर. एंड आई एज आई रिप्रेजेंट करनी सेना on a national front. So we are actively working with 23 states in India, and of course we are happy that I'm here representing it today here on this platform.
And a big shout out to all incredible women out there. Let's inspire each other, let's support and cheer each other on, and happy Women's Day. Stay strong and stay brave. As far as my profile is concerned, I have been an attorney since 1995. Been a litigator, then I went into the governor's cabinet, was as a public advocate, and my sphere is litigation, fighting for women's rights, in addition to many other corporate and other kinds of litigation as well. I've had immense opportunity to serve the people of New Jersey, individuals, corporations, and currently I run my own law practice. Among being the trustee of the Ladli Foundation, they requested me to join, and it's a wonderful service that they do for young girls and women. They have these community marriages and they look after all the underserved population of women population and girls in India.
So, happy International Day to all the women who are watching and to the men who have been supporting and empowering women. Thank you for doing that. And it's such a pleasure to be here at ITV Gold Studios with all the panelists and Jyotsna. I'm a psychotherapist. I'm also a trauma specialist, yoga teacher, and a speaker. So all this put together, I have the pleasure, and I'm very grateful for having the opportunity to support women in my own way, especially when it comes to psychological help. Sometimes it's a therapy, sometimes it's coaching. I think women are exceptionally intelligent, exceptionally empowered, and they do a lot. They play multiple roles. So when I'm able to do a little bit just to help them get through a difficult time and they blossom like anything, that gives me immense happiness.
Definitely a very happy Women's Day to all of you. And like you said, I'm representing the Bay Area chapter president of IT Serb. I'm also the CEO of Trident Consulting. I've been into staffing for over 20 years now. And I started my business, yes, after I got laid off from one of the big companies here. And I'm very passionate about diversity, especially women, and want to get women back into the workforce.
Alia Bhatt is set to join the cast of Netflix's Heart of Stone as she makes her global debut opposite Gal Gadot. Bhatt is already one of the biggest movie stars in India, having won 4 Filmfare Awards. Her recent Gangubai Kathiawadi, directed by Sanjay Leela Bhansali, secured the 3rd biggest opening in 2022 and the biggest non-holiday opening for a Hindi film since the start of the pandemic. The film will be released globally on Netflix this spring. Rishi Kapoor left for his heavenly abode on April 30th, 2020, and since then, His fans, friends and family members have been remembering him, especially through his evergreen songs and films. And now, in a few days, everyone will be able to experience the magic of Rishi Kapoor's acting once again with his last film, Sharma Ji Namkeen. Kapoor had shot for most of Sharma Ji Namkeen with Juhi Chawla at the beginning of 2020. After his demise, the film's producers roped in actor Paresh Rawal to fill in Rishi Kapoor's shoes and complete the rest of the shoot. On Wednesday, March 9th, 2022, the makers announced that the film will be out on Amazon Prime Video on March 31st. Sharma Ji Namkeen is produced by Excel Entertainment and MacGuffin Pictures. The film is touted as a light-hearted coming-of-age story. Sharma Ji Namkeen is helmed by Hitesh Bhatia. Let's watch the trailer.
शर्मा जी नमकीन स्वर्गीय ऋषि जी की आखिरी फिल्म है जो अमेजॉन प्राइम पर 31 मार्च को रिलीज होने वाली है। इस मूवी की कहानी मैं नहीं बताऊंगा, वो आप मूवी में ही देखें तो अच्छा होगा। इसलिए आज इस मूवी से जुड़ी कुछ ऐसी बातें शेयर करने जा रहा हूं जो इस फिल्म को और भी खास बनाती है। ऋषि कपूर जी ने ये फिल्म 2017 में साइन की थी, पर 2018 में ही फिल्म की शूटिंग के स्टार्ट होने से पहले ही उन्हें अपने कैंसर के ट्रीटमेंट के लिए अमेरिका जाना पड़ा। वापस आते आते 1 साल पार हो गए और फाइनली फिल्म की शूटिंग जनवरी 2020 में शुरू हुई। फिल्म की शूटिंग के बीच में ही ऋषि जी की बहन रितु नंदा का निधन हो गया, जिसके लिए उन्हें वापस मुंबई आना पड़ा। पर फाइनल राइट्स के अगले ही दिन ऋषि जी ने अपने कमिटमेंट के अनुसार वापस शूटिंग लोकेशन पर जाने का फैसला किया। पर किसे पता था कि इस फिल्म के कंप्लीट होने से पहले ही ऋषि जी खुद हमें छोड़कर चले जाएंगे।
And that's a wrap on Vision of Asia tonight. Send us your suggestions and community news that you would like us to cover for our print and television coverage at events@itvgold.com. Follow us on our Facebook handle at itvgold, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and pick up a free copy of Desi Talk if you're in the Tri-State or in the Chicago area for community news, entertainment, and events in US and India. You can also read the News India Times newspaper online at www.newsindiatimes.com or subscribe to the hard copy by calling 212-675-7515. This is Nidhi Kathuria signing off.